Warning, this podcast may contain adult language that is not suitable for younger viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, this podcast may contain spoilers, so if you're not into that sort of thing, you might want to skedaddle.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Nakamacast.
I was gonna try to burp, but then I realized if I did, I'd probably puke.
Okay.
We don't know how video is gonna work on this one. It may cut out. It looks like it's going right now, but
If it cuts out, it cuts out, man.
if it cuts out, it cuts out, and there's just gonna be no video.
Again, we'll figure it out eventually. We're still working.
Next time, we're using the other camera right now for something else, so we can't use it for this. But if worst comes to worst, we'll go back to the old camera. Today, we're going to kind of jump straight in because Drew can't stay for the whole thing. So we're going to just go quick with this. I need my bag. Drew, can you go over there and grab my bag? I left my pen.
What do you need your bag for?
So I can write down the time codes.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to do this every time we talk about a different anime?
Actually, guys, thanks, Drew. But actually, I'm not going to do time codes today, guys. Sorry. We're going to talk about too many different shows. And none of it's seasonal, so you don't even need to worry about getting too many spoilers.
We won't say anything spoiler about these shows.
Yeah. Today's episode is special, and I'll come right out and say it. I got the idea from the Kinda Funny Games cast.
It stopped recording.
All right.
The GoPro's broken, guys. I don't know what's going on. We're not having video this week again. I'm so sorry. Next week, I hope it'll be either. I'm gonna look at the GoPro and see if I can fix it, and if not, we're gonna go over to the other camera.
Sorry again, guys. No. I mean,
It's
really,
a podcast, though.
It should be audio.
I just wish you guys could see the new area we're in, but that's okay.
But today's video, like I said, I'll come out and say it, I got from Kinda Funny Games cast. I did it, they did the video, I was like, oh, that would be cool to do in our show, so shout out to them. Now I'll get right into it. We're doing our top 5 anime of all time. Each of us are going to go around, we're going to start with Drew because he's got to leave. We're going to go around and say our top 5, and the way it works, we each have 6 honorable mentions, which we can mention at any time during our thing. So you'll be like, number 5 is this, number 4 is this. Oh, by the way, I have these 2 honorable mentions. Number 3 is this. I have 2 more honorable mentions. You get the idea. Say your honorable mentions as you go. As you want, you can even start with one if you want. But that's how today's going to work. And with that said, get it started, Drooby-Doo.
Not yet. We need to introduce.
We don't have any news or anything?
No. This is all we're doing this week. This is kind of a special
week. Are we introducing
week.
Ourselves?
That's why I was going to be mad if you didn't come because it's kind of a special week. Yeah, we're going to introduce ourselves. I am Cody. I run Convention Reviews. And I'm the founding member of Convention Reviews, as well as the only real member. Everyone else is just the crew. CROO.
Crew.
And also Weekday One Up, and obviously Nakamacast. And
SVR TV. No.
Go ahead, who are you?
I'm Mr. Director. I'm part of this thing. I'm part of the Convention Reviews crew, and I am a founding member of Weekday One Up.
True.
And this podcast.
I am Nathan. Hello.
Well, we're all founders of this podcast.
We're all part of this podcast. I'm part of the crew from Convention Reviews, and I'm the owner of this new house.
Oh, yeah.
That you can't see because we have no video yet.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's going to be on your studios.
If there's an echo, we're sorry.
Yeah,
we won't be in this room forever. We're working on the new studio, which is right over there. You cannot see where I'm pointing, but
It's right over there. We're going to be in it. It won't be as echoey in the future. But with that said, who's this guy?
I'm Drooby-Doo, and I'm part of the Convention Reviews crew. I'm looking at that camera like it's recording.
it's not.
But
I guess I should turn it off.
Yeah, why don't you just move that out of here? Get that out of here. We don't
Yeah, just keep introducing.
Drooby-Doo, I'm part of the Convention Reviews crew. I'm on Nakamacast, obviously, because that's what you're listening to. And guest starred a few times on Weekday One Up.
And what is this show? This show is Nakamacast. This is the Convention Reviews spin-off show where we just talk about anime all the time.
Yep.
This is
We get a lot of requests on we didn't want to say, hey, you talk about this anime thing, but we're like, we don't always want to talk about anime, but we're like, you know what? If you want to hear us solely talk about anime for a whole hour, come to this podcast. We'll talk about it for an hour. Sometimes we delve into non-anime things, but that's okay.
And where can you find this podcast? You can find it on any podcast service for the free, but we do our podcast a little weird. There's not every episode up there
Because
for
why?
reasons, and if you want to see them all, and if you want to see video normally, go to the YouTube, and which is Nakamacast on YouTube. Just look it up, and you'll know it's us because you'll hear us speaking and see us, hopefully. And subscribe there. That's honestly the best place to get it because we have every single episode up on there, and it normally comes out before it comes out on podcast services.
It's actually episode 25.
It is. This is why it's a special episode. We're at the quarter of a century mark.
And with that, let's go ahead and get it started with Drew.
Drooby Doo.
What are your top 5 anime? Start at doesn't have to be in like this is my number 1. This is just your top 5. They don't have to be in an order.
What?
That's how they did it on Gamescast.
Oh, I put mine in an order.
I couldn't pick an
I
order.
couldn't
That's
pick an
impossible.
order.
Oh, I definitely put
Yeah, I
in an
just
order.
said 5.
Okay.
Damn it.
You put them in order too?
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
You're the only one.
dang.
Weirdo.
All right, first of all,
That's why you're worried about overlapping.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I got Fullmetal Alchemist in there, and that's, I don't want to say nostalgic because it's one of the first few anime I
Brotherhood?
started watching. Yeah, Brotherhood. Sorry, Brotherhood. And I don't know, I just love that anime, and it's what kind of got me started. That's probably the first good anime I watched.
What? Hold up.
What?
The first good anime you watched.
FMA.
What about High School of the Dead?
High School of the Dead was.
Did you ever rewatch High School
I never
of the Dead?
rewatched
You
it.
to
I need
rewatch
to.
it.
I hear it's good. I just back then I couldn't get over the edge.
We've talked about it on here before. This
I
guy's
had
an
a
idiot.
feeling that you were gonna have FMA Brotherhood on here somewhere.
I think we
I
probably,
Oh, yeah.
we probably all will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
I have.
That's one of them I figured was gonna overlap. I mean, I think that show definitely deserves to be on all of our lists. That show is amazing. Like the pacing, the writing, everything about it. I think it's gonna make a lot of top anime lists, and it has.
I agree.
For sure. But the reason that I put that on there is for the amount of feels. I remember getting so many feels watching that show. That's probably, I don't know, I don't want to say that's the most feels I've gotten watching anime, but definitely remember getting feels. And the story itself is amazing, very creative,
So deep.
great plot, and it's just keeps you the whole way through. There's no filler like longer animes, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's got a good story.
The way it like takes that World War II type atmosphere,
Yeah.
it turns it into its own story. Is really impressive.
It's awesome. Then, of course, I don't want to. I mean, this was big when it first came out, and now it's kind of gotten like, I don't want to say played out, but kind of, especially when we go to cons. But Attack on Titan,
And yeah, it's coming.
one of the
97.
best action ones I've seen. Beautiful animation. I just love that show.
No, Attack on Titan it makes me sad because that show is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it does. You would think it would get more credit than it does, and it does get a lot of credit. But
Oh God,
what are you?
grabbing it.
There's so many people who hate that show.
I don't know how they could.
I've seen people talk about they think the art's horrible.
Are they joking?
That's crazy. I don't understand that. When people do the art argument on One Piece, I'm like, okay, I guess I can see it. But on Attack on Titan, you've lost your mind. The eyes? Have you seen their eyes?
It's amazing.
They went in and made sure to draw the little iris slits. Who does that?
Yeah, that show is great. It's as overrated as it's gotten, and it really has gotten overrated. That show is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I
Now,
hate that it's
is
not
that the
wrong.
only issue for? I don't like an anime just because the artwork isn't exactly
there's-
as I want.
There's so many anime that are like that. People are like they can't. I've fallen into this before. I can't get over an anime because of the art, but I'll usually give it a chance.
It's just really annoying that like so many people won't watch it for so many weird reasons, and everybody that I talk to, literally everyone I've talked to that says they don't like it, have watched maybe one episode tops. Sometimes not watch none of it. They
Didn't
just
get
don't watch it
the-
because it's overrated. But
Hipsters.
I can't completely say that that's terrible because I do the same thing. Like I see some things that are overrated at cons and that I've never watched, and I'm like, oh man,
Like
that like
Naruto
puts a
at
bad
first.
taste in your mouth. But oh well. At least we were smart enough to watch it, and we know that it's good.
I've never thought the art was bad in that. I don't know. Whoever's I don't know what I would say if somebody told me that they thought it was bad.
I literally have nothing to say bad about that show.
No,
I can't. I think it's one of the closest shows to being a 10.
It's one of the perfect.
It's not on my list because I knew it was going to be on someone else's.
I don't think it's on my list either.
It's not on my list. It's
I
not
knew
my
somebody
favorite.
would bring it up.
It's one of my favorites.
Now, the pacing in that show isn't the best. Because it's kind of slow and then picks up real quick and then slow down again and picks up real quick.
I feel like that's why it's good, because it builds up, action, and then comes down, and then you like, it's like having sex.
Okay.
Attack on Titan is like having sex. You're like, yes, and then you get into it, and then you take a little breather. And then you get right back into it, and you're 10. You're like, yes, and then you get a little breather, and then you get right to the end, and you go, oh, that was great. Let's do it again. You rewatch it. I saw that episode. Show me a Rhett and Link thing. What do you want Facebook for?
But like, I like that kind of scenario in longer animes. When it comes to once all the action's done, you have a little bit of a couple slow episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But in
Those are called filler.
Yeah.
Well, not that, because like between Enies Lobby and Thriller Bark, there's 2 or 3 episodes of them getting to the Thriller Bark stuff.
Those are filler.
All of them are. Like when they first meet, Brooke isn't filler, and that's a slower episode.
What's your next topic? Or not topic, next show.
Oh, Gurren Lagann.
I think
Epicness.
all of us have that on our list.
Probably.
That show is just so many epic things happen in that show, and you think that they're gonna hit their limit when you're watching it, but there's no limit. And that's another thing I love about the show. I mean, I know it's kind of corny how if he has the will to do it, and he has a little spiral or whatever, he can do whatever, but he's a winner. I like
He's a winner.
winners.
I could make another sex reference about Gurren Lagann, but I'm not going to.
Gurren Lagann. The reason I love this show, and I don't think I've ever met a person who says they don't like Gurren Lagann. Maybe they don't love it, but they don't not like it.
The only people I've heard say they don't like Gurren Lagann is the people that hear about it and are like, I don't really want to watch it because it's robots or giant
Oh,
eggs.
well, those are just people
Who
are
haven't
wrong.
watched it are the ones who say they don't like it. But everyone I've heard that say they watched it, I've never heard one person say that, no, that was bad. I've never heard. I at
told
least
you
get
guys
it. It's
that
pretty good.
after I watched
Yeah,
it.
you did, and we were like, now it's on your top anime.
That was like my.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like my. It was
Second
supposed
anime.
to put me to sleep. Like I put it on. I had Netflix on my phone, so I just sit in my bed and put that on Netflix.
You watched it on
and
your
I would
phone,
just fall
first
asleep.
mistake.
Yeah.
That's just a terrible thing.
That's a topic for some time. Watching anime on your phone.
Yeah, this is the anime I'll fall asleep to.
Tune in next week.
That's what I
But
did.
that show, the way I look at Gurren Lagann is, if you think about it, that show makes no sense at all.
No.
But it doesn't need to make sense. There's so much good going on in this show, and it's so, the manly feels. Oh my god, I've watched that show so many times.
Man.
I never get over that show. The soundtrack is insanely good. The OST.
Oh my gosh, it
freaking
is.
spoilers, but the time skip is one of the few shows that nowadays that does a time skip, and I love that show. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, just epic. That's all I can describe.
Yeah,
Gurren
nice.
Lagann, one word, epic. I have 2 more. I have you guys. I'm sure none of you guys have this on here, and this show's not even done yet. But I already know it's gonna be one of my
I
favorites
bet I
I've
know
ever
what it is.
watched.
But go ahead and say it.
I'm gonna say Shokugeki no Soma.
That was not what I was guessing.
Are you serious? This
This
in
is
your
the most
top?
creative show I've watched in anime. Period.
It's at a
Also known as Food Wars in English.
It's at times like
sorry.
this when I unbutton my pants and I whip my big juicy dick out and I say, Drew, suck my
Dakota
dick
is
because
nasty
you
today.
said that show was gonna suck.
Now I do upload this show as being family friendly because
What?
if I don't, it gets an age restriction on podcast
does it?
services. So let's try to at least keep it a little friendly.
My bad.
Dude, the show
curse.
is just. I love it. I can't see it ending bad, and if it does end bad, I'm so caught up in how good it is now. I don't think it could end bad.
I'm looking forward to the next episode.
I mean,
I'm not caught up.
You need to.
I've not watched anime in a week.
It's taken
Yeah,
the most. I don't, want,
Seasonals. I've watched anime, not seasonals.
I don't want to say cooking is boring or anything, but this show just inspires me, obviously, to eat. Every time I watch the show, I'm like,
that's
I
right.
need to eat this.
I need
to
a
try.
cheeseburger.
I need to try this. I need to eat that.
Oh, man,
and it
Dude,
makes me
that
want to
potato
cook.
roast, bro.
Oh.
I want one of those.
You're caught up, bro. They've done much better things than that.
I know, but I love potatoes and I love bacon.
I was
the
gonna
thing he
say,
made with the
'cause-
little chip snack.
I don't even
Oh, that was
remember
pretty
that.
tight.
He's made so much good things since then. I can't even keep up with it. But the
Oh my
show,
God. This
is
show
amazing,
inspires me to eat.
and it's just.
Not to cook, just to eat.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's the most enjoyable show I've watched. I mean, obviously it doesn't have any action because it's about cooking.
It's food.
It's
action.
their version of action.
It's action. Action doesn't have to be on hitting somebody.
I mean, well, it's not like they're flying around doing anything like that. It's just he's cooking. They make cooking look like it's action. It's like you're in a battle.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Should this show be on the Food Network?
of course.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Way better than the food.
Maybe
Network.
maybe tone down the etchy. No, don't tone down the etchy.
In fact, scale it up.
Scale it up to scare white suburban moms everywhere.
Make them never want to cook again.
Speaking of white women, today a car drove by. This girl, she had eyelashes on her lights.
Big fake eyelashes
Is it-
on her headlights.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
literally like, if you just want to shout to the world, I'm like a 20-year-old white girl, put these on your headlights.
I've seen that before.
I saw a mustache one the other day.
Was
but
it on
was
a
fine.
Beetle?
I've seen the mustache ones a lot. It was on a convertible.
Mustache ones I can get over because it reminds me of Markiplier.
Oh yeah, you gotta get a pink mustache.
No, they are.
Yeah, they normally are pink.
Oh, tight. Yeah.
So anyway, give us an honorable
What's your-
mention.
Honorable mentions, I can just name those all day.
Well, we'll let him do those afterwards. You don't
I
have
got
to make
one
some.
more.
Tell you what, get
Those
right
ones-
before number one. Oh wait, it's not in order. Go ahead.
I was up and down about this one because I didn't like the way they ended the season.
Dead Man Wonderland.
No, Dead Man Wonderland is a great show, but it didn't have me that
Honorable
kind of
mention.
I guess so. I guess it's worthy of an honorable mention. But
It's a
I'm
good
gonna
one.
go with Tokyo Ghoul.
I saw that one.
All right. Yeah.
First season epic. Second season, eh.
The second season wasn't bad,
I gave it a 7.
but there was a lot of flaws.
I gave the second
bad
season a
things
7
that
on my
happened.
anime list.
Yeah, but the first season gets like a 9.5.
I would give the first season almost an 11 if I could.
I'd give the first season a 10. I think that first season's a masterpiece.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know how people didn't like the ending to that first season.
Yeah.
There's a cliffhanger. There's a train going by.
Oh my god, a cliffhanger because everything does
We
that.
know there's gonna be
It-
another season.
It's like,
Yeah.
have you not watched Lost?
No, I haven't.
I need,
Every episode.
I need to finish. I'm still.
Yeah, you did.
I had a huge Lost conversation yesterday.
Really?
But Tokyo Ghoul, I feel like, yeah, season 1 definitely deserves to be on that list. But season 2 is so weird to me, man. Like,
Why?
I
They were
just
trying
wish
to
they
be-
would have continued with the manga. And I was one of those people, especially if you go back and listen to it, that I am totally fighting for. Let them do what they want to do.
If the
Like,
writers,
it's gonna be
yeah,
good.
The writers was doing it, so
But I just, there's moments that are awesome. Like when they're in the prison, that's awesome.
yeah. that was
Spoilers.
tight.
When they're in, we've talked so much Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
We spoiled this whole entire show. If they,
There's a disclaimer.
when they are, when that guy comes out, I don't remember his name now. When he was fighting the owl in like episode 11, do you remember that the guy who came out of nowhere and like was falling down the building fighting him? Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Second
that,
season.
the guy that
introduced-
fights Kaneki in the last episode, but they don't show the fight.
The second season introduced us to one of the coolest. One of my favorite anime characters I've ever seen, and that's Juzo.
Oh my god,
I
love
love the
Juzo.
character of Juzo. He just
Juzo
is-
was in season 1.
Was he? Oh,
Yeah, in the
boring.
end. He was
you
in
didn't
the-
get to see much of him, so you
Yeah.
didn't fall in love with. I love Toka for the first season.
I love
Toka was way cooler the first season. She was way boring.
But
the
then
second
she
season.
turned into like an Asuna second season kind of
Yeah.
thing. She was
She turned very
yeah.
Cinderella.
She
in the
became
second
very emo in the second season.
Cinderella.
Emo Cinderella is what I'll say, because she was very sad because Kaneki wasn't around. She's like, "Where are you?"
The first season just got me, dude.
I
Like
like them as a
the feels of the first season were so good because like you've got this normal dude that like I feel like we all can feel like we relate to, like who just wants to go on this date with this girl and she effing
eats him.
like F's him up. He gets her organs put in him. He's suddenly craving human flesh, and it's like this is crazy. Like I don't know how to relate to this, and it's giving you all these feels. And then like as he's going through his journey, he's meeting these people, and like when you see that little girl's mom when she gets killed, and like
no.
there's so much tragedy in that first season.
That's the point in the show where he realizes I need to get stronger so I can protect these people that I love now.
I think the reason I love the first season the most over the second season is it's all about Kaneki, that first season. And they've got an amazing main character in Kaneki. The second season, he's only in like...
The main characters are the little girl and Toka. Then.
Yeah, like he's not really the main character in the second season. He comes in eventually, but all he does is walk dead Hide down the road with like for way too long.
But that beginning of that, when it was playing the theme song from the first
Unravel.
season.
It's the only redeeming factor.
All right, so what's your next one?
That's all of
5.
them.
That was 5? All right, what are your honorables?
I thought we're gonna do honorables too right now.
Yeah, go ahead. What are your honorable mentions? We're not gonna discuss
We
them.
got Sword Art Online.
All right.
Obviously.
Good show.
Season 1 or 2? All of it?
1.
1.
Season 2. I didn't like it. There's a lot. Trigun. I love Trigun.
Did you not write them down?
No, I just did 5 big
Write
ones.
them down, man. 6 of them.
I didn't do
Trigun is awesome.
Trigun's good.
Trigun's awesome.
Don't listen to this.
Bebop.
Chill out.
He gave you this look of like, shut up.
Wait, you didn't like Bebop that much?
I disliked it.
Disliked
Really?
it. That's
I didn't know
a
that.
rare thing to hear.
We talked it up too much for him.
We did.
And I didn't like it was every episode was some new chase. I mean, it got repetitive. Every episode they were chasing somebody and then.
Oh my god, but Death Parade, every episode is some
Death
new
Parade
thing.
gives you feels. That show gave you nothing.
Oh, I
Not
cried
even
my
the end?
effing eyes out at the end of Cowboy Bebop.
Are you joking?
I definitely
Bane?
cried.
Everybody
Bane?
cried!
I didn't cry.
That's
I
Because
wanted to
you're
throw
a
my remote.
heartless
That's
person!
Heartless. I'm
Just
not
like-
heartless.
That's so bang. It's like, oh no, Spike.
You know
died,
those
baby.
little black things that run around in Kingdom Hearts? That's what you are.
I'm
gonna hit you with a keyblade.
He's not even that good. I didn't even think he was a good main character.
Oh, what?
It was
Spike is like the main
it was dry for me.
Spike could be the main character
And
of
the
every
whole
show
fight
and
at
I'd
the
be
end.
happy.
Are
You
you
could be
joking?
the main character of
Get
Dragon
out
Ball.
of
Kamehameha. no. So that he just goes,
It'd be better than Kamen!
oh my god. He just, instead of Kamehameha. No, wait, I got it. Big Bang.
And then
I like-
that's how he
I
impregnates
love
people.
Ed in that show.
What
What else you got?
Any more
I
honorable
don't know.
mentions?
I didn't think about those at all, really.
Alright, let's go to me or Dakota.
It's whatever.
Fuck you too.
Why don't you decide?
Just kidding. I don't care.
It's your house. You decide.
Or do you want to go, since it's your house?
Go.
You don't want to go?
Not yet. I'm good. We'll just go in a circle. You're last.
Dang it, I really did not want to go last.
You can go next then.
Okay.
That's fine.
Alright, Nate's going last. Oh, man. Alright! No, like I said, mine are in order, but I made a slight adjustment at the last minute while Drew was talking because I remembered a show that I just was like, how did I leave this off a list? So sorry, Star Driver, you got kicked back
To an honorable?
to an honorable mention.
I need to finish talking.
So Star Driver, go ahead and say it, is one of my 6 honorable mentions. And these are all in order from least to greatest.
Me and Dakota, I know, we did, I don't know about, well, I know you didn't because you just read yours. I don't know about you. We decided to keep long anime off our list.
Yes.
I did.
Okay, good. Because if I had
They're not
long
over.
anime on there, well, also it would just be almost all of my list.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh wait, there is one long anime on my
That's
list.
okay if it's just one.
It's
I
just
just remembered.
Number 5, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, this first season.
For why?
It was,
Still haven't seen it.
it's one of the most, it's the most fun I've ever had just watching an anime.
You're welcome. I showed you that show.
You did show me that show, but you still haven't finished it.
I finished season 1.
You finished the first part. There's not a season. You
Huh?
finished all the Joseph stuff?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah. I started, what's his face?
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Jonathan?
Is Jonathan the second one?
No, Jonathan's the first JoJo.
No, well, I finished the first JoJo.
That's
I'm
still
on to
season-
what's his face when he's like,
That's Jonathan is still season 1 or Joseph is still season 1.
he is?
Yeah. To
Oh,
go.
well, dang.
Jonathan and Joseph are season 1. So
My bad.
But anyway, I've had so much fun with that show. It was one of those that gave me feels. It was epic almost every episode. It was very much a show where when I watched it, I've never hated a character. Well, Joffrey, Game of Thrones. But I've hated the character of Dio. I just hate Dio
Orlando.
so much.
I saw a picture that said, it was someone holding a sign that said Dio did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Don't get Bio, get Dio.
Nice Foster's reference. But yeah, it was just the most fun I've ever had watching a show. in it. The characters are all lovable. The ending is great for the first season. I haven't watched a lot of Stardust Crusaders, but I need to. But both Jonathan and Joseph are both just insanely cool characters, and had a lot of fun with it. And I'll move on to number 4, which is, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it right there. Number 4 is Claymore. Another show. The only person I know that's seen all of it is Nate. That's a show I think you would like, Drew. It's a show highly underrated in my opinion. It
probably because of its art style.
Its art style is a little weird. They animate the lips really oddly, but that's really
And the
about it.
nose.
The nose I can get.
Yeah,
over.
I noticed that the first.
The top lips
5
stick out really
episodes.
far.
I watched like the first 5 episodes and I noticed that.
Yeah, but I can get over it easily, but it's also one of the only show that I have ever finished and then been like
Period.
yeah. The only show I've ever finished and been like, okay, I need to know what happens next. And I started reading the manga, and the manga is my favorite. And actually, where the manga is going is better than where they were going to have the show go.
Normally how it is. Tokyo Ghoul.
Don't even get me started. We already talked about it. But,
Soul Eater.
so...
FMA, but they reanimated that, so.
That's good now.
It's got these epic feels. It's got great characters. It's not a lot of comedy, first of all.
No.
Not a lot. It's very sad for a lot of it.
That show
Starts
wouldn't
off
be
with
right.
strong characters immediately, which is another reason I think you'd like it. Girl power heavy. Like, that show is nothing but girl power. If you know anything about me, I like girl power, but not when it's in your face about it.
It's just girl power in that show because that's like only girls are the only ones that can
Well, the reason they do that is because girls men used up all of their Yoma energy way too fast, and they became an awakened being. And then,
because we're all gung ho
yeah.
and like.
'Cause we have
What's
to-
next?
What's next is one of my favorite shows that, if I say that you introduced me to everything, then we're going to be here all day. There's a show called Bakano. Number 3, more recent than some of the others.
Wow, I'm actually surprised at this spot on this list. I thought this was going to be number 1.
I thought long and hard.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to number 1 now because I thought Bakuno also.
Number 1 is very guessable. Because I thought long, very long. Bakano, and I like it for the same reason I like Lost. It's the show that has so many twists and turns, and you never know where it's going. And it's a show that focuses on so many awesome, great characters that you like. Even the bad guys in this show, the villains.
Who is the good guy?
Exactly.
No, I did want to mention, because I knew this was going to be on your list, that this was going to be on my list, but I knew he was going to put it on his list, so I went ahead and just put something else on mine. I do agree, though, that this show is incredible.
I need to finish it.
Yeah,
If you've not watched Bakano,
Yeah,
you
finish
need
Bakano.
to.
Bakano is one. But watch Bakano. I will say this till the day I die. Watch Bakano in the English dub
I totally agree.
because it takes place in 1930s America. And normally you're like, oh, America, plenty of shows take place in America. This is 1930s America when everybody talked like this. They had that New York accent where you couldn't help but do it. So everybody talks like that, and it just brings out the authentication of, you feel like you're watching something from the 1930s, and it's great.
And then there's actually some stuff from way earlier that I don't want to spoil, but they get the accents down for that
Yeah.
as well. And that show, I also think, is one of them that you need to watch in 1 to 2 days. I've always watched that show in 1 day.
Well, I think the whole reason that I didn't finish it was because we were watching it as a group,
Yeah,
and
we were
I
watching
was
it in
waiting
1
for us
day.
to continue watching it, and we just never happened. So and you guys just did it on your own.
Bakano was a show that...
Kinda
Well, I
lost the
finished
hype.
it way before I showed it to you guys.
Well, I know, but like with these two, I think I just fell off the hype because it'd been like 2 weeks since I'd watched it.
I'm going to throw a few honorable mentions out. I'm going to do 3 of my 6, well, 3 of my 5
Yeah, you used
now
one
because
already.
I used one already, which was Star Driver. But next one on there is Mushishi.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't thinking of that one.
Yeah, did you ever finish that one?
Mm-mm.
Good show. I don't have time to explain it. Next one on the list is Oron High School Host Club.
Really?
Yeah, that's on my honorable mentions.
Show that I tricked him into watching.
You did. He told me, I was like, I'm thinking about watching this show. And you're like, oh, it's considered a shonen. Totally not. It's a shoujo, you juice. I was going to say...
I'm a douche.
I was going to say jerk, douche, and dick. And it came out juice.
Yeah, but he ended up loving it, so.
Yeah, I did. And then, Next one on there, Terror and Resonance.
Oh,
This is your number 2?
No, this is
One of
my
the
third
honorable
on honorable mention.
Oh.
Terror and Resonance. If you haven't seen the show, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Drew, the
guys
other
hyped
show
me
Drew
up
doesn't
on that.
like. Drew is crazy. Some of these shows, if that's another one I hyped up for you. I just need to never tell you anything about any show. Just have to say, go watch it. That's it.
That's why I'm keeping it very quiet when I'm like, Claymore, it's good. I like it.
What's next?
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
And your honorable?
No, this
is
is
number
number
2.
Which we
In
already
here.
talked about.
We already talked about, so we won't go into great detail about it, but again, it was one of the first really long anime I ever watched. It's one Cody had to practically force me to watch, which was, well, like a lot of anime, really.
But that was really early.
It was really early, and it was the show that turned me into an anime fan.
You were starting to like anime,
I
but
was
you became
starting
a
to
fan
get
with
into it,
that.
but then you were like, you need to watch this show, so I reluctantly watched it, and I fell in love. And these characters, these brothers, it feels like a real relationship, and all these things. It's just all around a perfect show. I give that show a 10 out of 10.
All right, what's next?
What's next? I'll do my final 2 honorable mentions. I got Angel Beats.
Damn you.
Another show that Drew hates.
That is another show he hates.
Who's just like keeping my mouth shut.
That's
Angel
okay.
Beats and
There's nothing wrong with hating an anime that someone else likes.
It's
if
true.
it's not your shit, that's fine.
All right.
And my final honorable mention. Actually, I have 2 written down, but I had to cross it off. Fairy Tail
Okay.
is my final honorable mention.
A long one.
It's a long one, which is why it's not on this list. It would be.
Oh, my long.
I've not caught up on it, but everything I've seen, it's just such a good show. The
It
characters,
gets better.
Yeah, but I can't go on an episode. Honorable mention number 1. Drumroll? No. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
I was
I
wondering
knew
where
this was
Gurren-
coming somewhere.
I was just like, well, he hasn't mentioned it, so it's got to be his number 1.
I have rewatched the show more than any other show. That was what made me decide to put it as number 1 and not Bakuno.
Shoot, that was my phone.
I knew Fullmetal Alchemist was going to be number 2, for sure.
Yeah.
But Gurren Lagann, again, was a show that, like Drew said, it's just a roller coaster of everything. It's you're happy and it's epic, but then it gets sad, but then it gets boring, and then you get like it just becomes this great show, and it just goes further than any show I've ever seen in such a short amount of time. You know, so many shows could be like go that far, but it takes like 50, 60 episodes to do it. This show does it in under 30 episodes.
A lot of people compare it to that amount of epicness you get out of Gurren Lagann is about the same as the amount of epicness you get out of One Piece. But instead of taking 600 episodes, it takes 27.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people say.
26 because there's one.
I wouldn't say all 600 episodes. I'd say
You get the epicness way before that, but it still takes a lot more than 27 episodes.
I'd
26
say
episodes.
the epicness out of Gurren Lagann is equal to the epicness you get out of Enies Lobby. And
Enies Lobby and
Water
One Piece.
7.
Yeah, it takes till Enies Lobby. Yeah.
I think those are equals. And oh my god.
Definitely equal.
Definitely, yeah, just so good.
All right. So there you go.
Though
There's
I'd say
my
One
list.
Piece is more engaging in that moment.
Yeah.
But, okay, my turn for my list. I'm going to actually read all of my honorable mentions first because that's how I want to do it.
Fair
That's
enough.
fine.
I put all the long anime that I like on my honorable mentions as well as some others that aren't long. Because I didn't want to put them in my tops.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
So my first honorable mention is One Piece. This is actually my favorite show of all time, but I just didn't want to put it in my top 5 because we were doing shorter anime.
I don't feel like you can put. I'm
You
talking
can't
about
compare them together.
a short and a long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's one of the reasons I didn't compare them. Like, I put it in an honorable mention. Like, One Piece is my favorite ever because... And it's just... It's not that the show's, like, better than everything else, which I think it is, but it's that, like... It's just... I've been with it for so long. I'm so connected to these characters. Like, there's shows where, like, something bad will happen to a character, and I'm like, meh. But in One Piece, something tiny could happen. Like, Nami could stub her toe, and I'll be like, oh my god, what's happening? Everything's falling apart. This is not the One Piece I know.
Whenever, like, this is when I first started watching anime. So whenever people would ask me what my favorite show was, I'm like, well, you gotta specify because short is different than long, and long is different than medium, medium is different than all of it.
And
I
up is
consider
down,
medium.
left is right.
I keep medium and short in the same boat.
Gotcha.
My next honorable mention is Dragon Ball Z. This is only because I love Dragon Ball Z. It does not stand up today. Maybe Dragon Ball Super will. We got to see where it goes. It's only 3 episodes in, and there's not been much fighting, so we don't know how it's going to be yet. But Dragon Ball Z, just amazing. I've got to put it in there because without Dragon Ball Z, I don't think any of us would be here right now.
Not at all.
Not at all.
My next honorable mention is Yu Yu Hakusho,
Yu Yu Hakusho.
which would have definitely been in my top 5 if I was putting long in there. I think
But it's finished. You could have put it in there.
it's a long anime. I'm not putting a long anime. So is Dragon Ball Z.
Fair enough.
But like, that show is just, I freaking love that show. It's literally Bleach before Bleach was Bleach, except way better
It's a lot of Bleach.
with way less characters,
It's
like
really
to
white.
remember. I love that show. Next honorable mention is Hitman Reborn.
All right.
I fell off of that so hard and so quick.
Were you in the crappy episodes?
I decided I was going to try and watch all the crappy episodes first, and I'm just like, you know what, F that.
It's so
So
hard.
I'm going to start from when the good shit happened.
It's around episode 25 or 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show is so weird to me. I
It
couldn't
went from
put it
a
in my
high school
top.
show to a shonen.
Yeah, it's so weird. It literally switches between slice of life and shonen. Like, and there's no in between. Like, one episode it's slice of life, the next episode it's effing Bleach. Like, that's legit where it gets to when they go to the future arc is Bleach. Then, my next honorable mention, and the only reason this is an honorable mention, I think this is gonna be in my top 5, but I haven't finished it yet, is From the New World.
Okay.
I'm at episode 17 or 18.
I'm right where you are, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure I'm past where you're at because I could see it shows me where you're at because
Right.
it tells me if I want to restart.
I
the
think
episode.
you're a few episodes
How
ahead
did
of
you
me.
watch?
You're on like 14 or 15. I'm on
I
like
think
18
it's 15.
or 19. So I'm a little bit further than you, but
On episode
that show is so good.
Mhm.
This is a show. This does not happen a lot for me. I have ADHD, so it's very hard for me to like sit down and just continue doing something for a long time. I want to switch it up or do something else. But this show, I cannot stop watching. Like, I start watching it and I'm like, I have to keep going. The only reason I haven't finished it yet is because I have to stop to go to sleep for work and stuff. But like,
If it wasn't for sleep, I'd be watching it 24/7.
seriously, I can't get enough of this show. Like, the way it makes me feel, the way it makes me think, like, you really have to think. Like, I feel like this is a show where if you look away for a minute, you have lost, like, the biggest, most important detail. Suddenly, nothing makes sense to you anymore.
The show is like you're a CSI detective trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
you're
we can't talk forever about it because it's an honorable
Yeah.
mention. And then the last honorable mention is Parasite,
Okay.
which I thought for a long time about putting on my top, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I love that show so much.
It is. Oh,
That, man, my dude, Shinichi. I feel like this is Parasite's a show I'm going to rewatch.
That wasn't on Drew's list.
Or even his honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And if I would have did honorable mentions,
It's in there.
I texted you.
Okay, now I'm going to get
Seven
into my
times.
actual top 5 anime.
All right, go for it, man.
I gotta head out here soon.
All right,
Okay.
bro.
Well, the first 2 are Gurren FMAB. I'm throwing
Tied?
both of those out there at the same time
Okay,
because we've already talked about it.
So 4 and 5, 5 and 4.
Well, they're not anyway.
Oh yeah.
Gurren
So,
FAB, what's that?
Gurren,
FMAB.
Lagann, and Fullmetal Alchemist
Oh,
Brotherhood.
okay, gotcha.
Both of those shows are on here. I figured they would both be on your guys' list. I figured my other 3 wouldn't, so I was right. My next show is Samurai Champloo.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
That
think
is a
about
good
that.
I haven't watched
Have
it.
you finished that, Nate?
I didn't finish it, but what I've seen is just amazing.
Samurai
Except for the baseball
Champloo, man.
episode.
There's so much
I don't
good.
think I got that one.
There's so much good in this show. It's hilarious.
It's good.
The soundtrack is all Nujabes, which is freaking amazing. If you ever thought, man, I wonder if hip hop and samurais would go together, the answer is yes. And it's called Samurai Champloo, and it works so good.
It was awesome.
Samurai Champloo is one of those shows that stands the test of time. It is still good today. The animation is still great, even though you can tell it's a little older now.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks amazing. The English voice acting is perfectly fine if you want to watch it in English. They did a great job on it.
English.
Yeah. And
I can't even remember if I watched it in English or so.
it's just so epic, man. Like, it's one of those journeys. Like, these people just meet. They meet this girl, and they're like, we're going to go find this effing samurai of the sunflower or whatever. And whatever happens in between here and there, that's going to be the show.
Oh my gosh, that blind woman.
The show's so good. And, like, when Mugen, like, when he's in the red light district, I remember that. I remember when he had the Beatles fight.
That was awesome.
Like, didn't he get put in jail once? I can't
Sure
remember
he
everything
did.
that happened,
Mugen.
but... And then, like, Mugen, just in general, is one of the best... Like, if I had to do a top anime characters...
He's up there.
Yeah, Mugen would be on my list. He's so cool. Another show that is on my list is Another.
Oh.
It's in my top anime list because,
Is it that good, huh?
well, I don't want to say it's that good because you're not going to like it if I do. But I really like it. You watched Another, right?
Of course.
Another is just,
It's another.
it's another show.
You watched it too?
I started
Dang
it. I
it.
made it to episode 3, and that's where these guys tell me that after that it gets good.
Yeah. It's really slow at first. Really slow.
Again, another show that turns into just like, who done it? Who done it?
That's why I like it. I think I like all the mystery shows. If you guys know any more shows that are like From the New World or Another where like there's this overarching mystery and the whole time you're guessing what's going on, I don't know.
And we don't care like how gory or how etchy it is.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's what
We want to see we want to see blood and boobs.
That's one of the reasons I love One
Bloody
Piece
boobs.
so much is because One Piece is this huge, crazy adventure, but there's this insane overarching mystery where the entire time you're trying to figure out what is this void century? What are these weapons? There's so much stuff. What is the power of D? Like, what is all this crap going on? But that's why I love Another. It's this crazy mystery that's also one of the most gory anime I've ever seen in my life. What?
That's why I love Another, because they're looking for the power of D.
No, but like,
the D.
if you've ever watched Another, let's just say that umbrella scene.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
That's like the 4th episode, right?
That's the moment where you know the show's real. Like, you're like, okay, this is a horror? Wow, this is not pulling any punches.
That's the next episode I need to watch. Maybe
I feel like you need
You
to
would just start
restart.
from the beginning
Yeah,
again.
you need to restart. Because there's a lot of, like, secret mystery things you need to see and be able to
I was
remember.
going to say, let's watch it at your house tonight, Nate. But
You can watch it all in one day.
Yeah.
That's another show I always say
4
watch it in
episodes,
one
I'm
day.
up for it.
I don't want to rewatch the 4 episodes.
You need to
I
rewatch
know
them.
I do, but I don't want to rewatch them tonight.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then my last show on my list, I went through mine pretty quick, is, any guesses? What's your guys' guess? You've heard my honorables, you've heard...
Wait,
I already said
already said
Gurren.
that was like
you
his
did
first
say
one.
Gurren.
I'm going to say Tokyo Ghoul.
No, it's not on my list.
Wow.
Season 2 really
Let's
has to
see. I don't know.
Is this something we've watched?
I'm
together?
sure I'm going to hear your...
None of you have finished it, I don't think.
Okay.
None of us.
Maybe Nate did. You might have finished
I
it.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure only me and Nate watched this.
Naruto?
Code Geass.
Oh, I did finish that.
Oh, dude,
That
I'm
is a
watching
great
that right
show.
now.
Code Geass has to be on this list. First of all, if you look up any anime list ever,
It says Code
like top
Geass.
10 anime, it's always in the top 3.
The top 3 are usually Code Geass, Fullmetal Alchemist, and Bebop, and some of that.
Yeah.
Bebop is up there.
Now,
It's always those 3, and that
The only
was
person
one.
I've ever heard say
Death Note sometimes cuts its way in there.
For real?
Yeah, but
Pharrell Williams.
Code Geass is.
the OEST,
So
the
good.
OST,
All right,
the
go.
OST alone
You're jumping out?
makes that show great.
All right, see
Hey,
you,
man,
Drew. Everybody
finish
say bye to
Code
Drew.
Geass,
See
bro.
ya.
It's long, bro. It's something.
It's only 50.
I know, and I'm only.
That's FMAB. Is 50 episodes.
Well, 64.
I know. I'm just.
He watched more than that on Kuroko.
Did you finish Soul Eater?
Yeah, I finished later.
Well, then you finished Soul Eater. That's 64 episodes.
I thought it was 52.
It's 52.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
it. Oh, maybe you did. You're right.
Okay, but anyway, guys, later, Drew.
Later.
Code Geass is one of those shows that like I feel like does not come around very often. It was in that 2007 season, which is considered to be the best year of anime ever.
That was when Gurren Lagann came out.
2007, Code Geass, Gurren Lagann, Bakano.
See you, Drew.
Peace.
Later. I don't remember the others. There's a whole list of just amazing anime that came out in 2007. But that show, like, the first season is good. You're like, okay, I like this show. The first season's cool. The end of the first season is like, whoa, this went crazy. And then where I think the show really just becomes one of the best shows ever made is season 2. Like,
The thing is about season 1 is they do it perfectly because a lot of anime will have that slow beginning and people fall off because it's slow. You need a slow beginning sometimes because you have an elaborate story. But that freaking intro just makes you want to stay around.
yeah. I think he means the first episode.
Oh.
Right?
What?
Do you mean the intro or the first episode?
The intro in general.
The song?
The song.
Oh, I like
I mean,
the
it's
first
just
episode.
so epic. It makes me want to stay.
Yeah.
I've seen the first season and it's great.
The
That
whole-
cliffhanger.
I don't understand how you didn't go to the second season immediately.
Yeah, after that cliffhanger.
I was really tired when it felt like I powered.
I don't understand how you didn't the next day. I did all in one day, and I kind of wish I wouldn't have, because the second season it starts off completely. You don't get any answers at all.
See, I think that's why I keep not starting it, is because you keep saying you don't get any answers, and in my mind I'm like, man, I'm not gonna get any answers for like 10 episodes.
No, but it's so worth it, dude. What they introduced in the first episode, it's another mystery thing. It, like, brings in that mystery. It's like, who are these people? What has happened? Like, what's wrong with Lelouch? Like, what's going on?
Lelouch.
And then there's this new guy. Yeah,
Lelouch is
Lelouch.
the main character.
I'm thinking of a different show.
What are you thinking of?
Never mind, keep going.
What are you thinking
I
of?
was thinking of Guilty Crown the whole time. I left that up hardcore. No, I do love the Kogias though, also.
Are you
Just
crazy?
the mystery in that show makes me awesome.
Guilty Crown's also amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, think back to Kogias now.
But yes.
How good that show
Guilty
is.
Crown was one of the first seasonals I ever remember you really watching.
I don't understand why you haven't watched that yet either.
Yeah, that's amazing too. But yes.
2009 season. No, like-
I remember finishing
or maybe 10.
the first season of Kogias
Or
and
11.
being just like,
11, because it was the
Yeah.
year we went to Crossroads.
let's just get more of this right now. And I think all the intros on that were on par
Yeah,
with each other.
I just love season 2 of.
And I will stand to this day that Lelouch is still alive. He hates that idea. You hate that idea.
Shut up.
What is
I
wrong
haven't
with
finished
you?
it, man.
Oh, shit, I just forgot.
He already knew that.
I knew.
But still.
Kinda, but
And there's absolutely no way. I don't want to
Shush,
talk about
shush,
that.
Shush.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it,
I
but you've
won't.
lost your mind.
I won't.
I don't know where you came up with that.
I have
If
a
you're
good
thinking
reason
some
for
old
that.
Noah
I'm not gonna say
crap,
that.
we're not talking about it. We're talking extremely vague. So why don't
Yeah,
you chill
I
out?
don't even want to hear.
You're trying to pull some
Okay.
old Noah crap.
All right, I'm going to pull my list out. All right.
Everybody, did you hear how mad Cody got at me?
He got very mad.
It's annoying. We were
I-
talking
I-
so vague, and you're over here. "Rah! Rah!"
I messed it up though because I always forget who finishes what and stuff.
You
What was that
literally
thing?
just said that.
I
he hadn't
know,
What was
finished
that
I
it.
thing
know.
you said to me one time about people having headphones in and yelling?
Yeah,
Yeah. Suck a meat.
it's true.
Okay.
I'm sorry, headphone users.
So, my first honorable mention is gonna be Guilty Crown. I do love Guilty Crown.
Guilty Crown is good. That was on my honorable mention list until Dakota told me I couldn't have as many as I had.
Okay. So
You were the one that told me that we couldn't have more than 5.
Look, he makes stuff up.
I'm gonna kill you.
But like the whole OST for that is great. And the first episode kind of gives you a tidbit of what you're getting into, and then it's kind of slow for a little bit, and then you really get into it again. And just there is mystery in that show, figuring out how everything works.
And it's one of those shows that has like a pretty good ending.
Mm-hmm. And then my first of my top 5 is Parasite.
Yeah!
I love me some Parasite.
I'm so glad Parasite's making these lists. Because it's so new.
I almost put it on honorable mention.
Honestly, as much as I was like, this isn't going to happen to Dakota and Cody because you guys thought Murano was going to die, the show could have gone anywhere. It's true. They could have killed her and no one would have cared. Or we would have cared, but it wouldn't have changed the fact that we didn't like the story or not.
They teased it so hard.
I kind of wish it would have happened.
But just the action in that show, the mystery of trying to figure out how parasites work and how he'll work with Shinichi and Migi and stuff.
What I love about Parasite is that it's not all about the action. The action is so on point. When there is action, it's so well done. But it's not about it. It's another show that's about the mystery. I think that's what more shows need. They need some kind of overarching mystery.
My next honorable mention, and this isn't because of it being a good anime. It's DBZ.
Because it's not.
It's DBZ.
Oh.
DBZ has great action. It's an honorable mention, of course, like I just said. But I have seen every episode in DBZ so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten so much enjoyment out of DBZ. Not one time have I been like, I've seen this episode, I'm not going to watch it again. Every single episode that I watch again, just, yeah, let's watch it again. It's Dragon Ball Z, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Purely for the fact that I get so much enjoyment out of it. It's on my honorable mention list. Next on my top 5.
And I think it's a very important show.
It brought America into the anime age.
It brought all of us into anime.
That too. Next one on my list is top 5 is Angel Beats.
I knew that was going to be on there.
It's
I know another one's gonna.
It's tied. It's tied now for my favorite anime. Well, my favorite short anime.
Really?
I haven't.
I know it's your anime, so I shouldn't judge your list, but I just feel like so much good stuff has come out since that show.
I know, and they're all on here.
Okay.
Another honorable mention. Okay, well, things I like about Angel Beats. I forgot to mention this. It's the first anime that ever made me cry.
Okay.
One Piece did that for me.
I hadn't gotten to One Piece.
My
yet.
first was Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
I cried when Vegeta died.
Well, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I spoiled it for you.
Chopper made me cry.
Okay, that is a
Yeah,
death.
Chopper, man.
That death, the Vegeta death, is a death that I think you should be okay with crying at because they made it sound like he was never going to be there again.
Yeah.
Because he was going to have a body or whatever, all that junk.
His body will be gone.
Yeah. But I love the story. They really flip it over in it and stuff and changes it. And it really becomes more about friends and it just makes me cry. There's two big scenes in it that make you cry. I'm not going to spoil.
And this is Angel Beats.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And then my next honorable mention is going to be One Piece.
Yeah!
All right, man.
I just got through the Thriller Bark stuff, so I just got through Enies Lobby. And holy shit, does it get badass. I didn't realize... Okay, quick, really big... This is probably a pretty big spoiler, so for those of you who don't know. You know about it, I believe. Because he knows about G2 and 3, right?
G2 and 3.
Gear second, gear third.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But when I first
And
heard...
G4.
When I first knew... Well, that's brand new.
G4, you mean the channel?
When I first heard about it... Gears, I'm like, what the heck is that? What does that mean? It's like Super Saiyan shit? Because this was all when I only first knew Dragon Ball Z. And I thought it would be like, okay, we get gear second during this, and then a few hundred episodes we get gear third, and then gear 4 is just now getting introduced. No, they happen at the same exact time. Literally episodes within each other. And you're like, how do you get 2 new powers in half a second?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I have another honorable mention.
You can throw it in.
Just because I feel like I should have mentioned this and I just forgot, I would have bumped another one off.
Okay.
Naruto. I don't know if you were going to mention that or not, but
No,
I feel like we've got to talk about Naruto at some point during this. Naruto is one of those shows that I think, I don't know if you ever had this, but I had the biggest love-hate relationship with the show. I feel like most anyone who started watching it when it was on Toonami had this. Like, you love Naruto. That was your stuff when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became... It's kind of a loser to watch if you kept watching Naruto. Like,
Yeah.
it was really overrated. It's stupid to keep watching and all the filler and crap. Like, but then he comes back.
It was way overrated.
Shippuden comes out. They start getting all that going. They start getting into the war, and this show just becomes incredible.
Mm-hmm.
One of the must-watch animes ever. But continue your list. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. The next on my top 5 is another.
Yeah.
Wait,
another what?
Just another. That's
Another
the
anime?
Yeah, it's another the anime. And again, for reasons we talked about already, reasons Cody talked about, but I effing love horrors, and there's not enough horror anime.
There really isn't. Are you watching Game of Lapis?
I'm starting it because I won't have internet in here for the first week,
yeah.
so I'm going to start it. I need something to hold me over with no internet.
I need to watch episode 4, but episode 2 or episode 1 and 2 are like their own story, and then from that, after that, episode 3 starts new stories.
But
So,
yeah,
if you don't like the story that's happening in the first episode, it'll be gone in 2 episodes. So.
but horror anime is great because it keeps you on your edge of your seat, and if you like gore, it's in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is with like another is there are people that do things that you wouldn't think they would do because of certain reasons. Again, not spoiling because this one hasn't seen it, Dakota. But it just, I love another so much.
That show is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's another one of those shows that I feel like you have got to watch before you die.
Yeah. Now I wish Drew was here for this because another one of my honorable mentions is Noragami, and the reason it's an honorable mention is because it's getting a second season, and first season great. You could make it just that season, but I want effing more, so much more. It's such a good anime.
I need to.
And
watch
if you
it.
haven't seen it, it's got a great story. The art style is just phenomenal. I just love the way everything, because there's like this guy's got this weapon that has like cloth tied to it, and the way it just flows in the wind is just so cool.
I don't know how I missed this show.
We all missed it. I watched it a year after it came out.
I guess we weren't watching seasonals then.
No, we weren't.
What show was that?
Noragami.
Oh yeah.
Glad you're very attentive to the podcast.
Thanks, man. Checking that gram.
Great.
This show is made on my list because it hasn't been announced for a second season, but hopefully it gets one because they leave you off in a horrible spot. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't think either one of you finished it. No Game, No Life.
I forgot about it.
Effing love that show so much. Effing love it.
To be honest.
Thank you for being honest.
I love it so much. The action is just weird and it makes you love it.
I love that show too. The only reason I didn't finish it is because
it makes you think out of your mind.
Freaking ADHD crap. I never had time.
I mean, you need to.
Yeah.
My friend Amanda just finished it.
Now I'm so. It's been so long now. I feel like I would need to restart.
Just restart it. It's only 12. It's so. Good.
The problem with restarting it is that I've literally got like 2 to finish it. First of all.
Then don't watch the last 2 episodes that you.
Okay, yeah, but the other thing is just like
it'll remind you of everything.
I'm watching so many seasonals. Do I have time to watch all of this again?
So then my next honorable mention is Batum.
Wow, I'm really surprised that's got an
I didn't
honorable
know
mention
you watched
spot.
that.
It's what?
I didn't know you watched it.
Oh, the intro's great.
I finished that show, but I don't even remember it. The intro was the best intro that season, other than Sword Art. They came out the same year.
Okay. It's got a Hunger Games sort of aspect to it.
Yeah, totally.
And but not only that, it's got a learning and a little bit of a mystery aspect to it because they throw in a few things.
A little bit.
That you weren't like at first. You're like, oh, this is a Hunger Games anime, and then they throw some mystery, and you're like, okay, it's not. But it's a good one. I feel like it could use some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't. And then I'm gonna go since I only got one more. My last honorable mention is Panty and Stocking.
Yeah.
No one mentioned it.
That was this close to being on my list of honorables.
Me too.
I love Panty and Stocking.
I'm glad somebody mentioned it.
Again, another one that needs a second season.
It's not gonna get it. I've finally given up.
Yeah, I agree. It's because it did so bad in Japan. Just because it did good here.
Oh, but it ended on the worst cliffhanger.
I know.
It didn't have a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger is they say, wait till season 2.
That's a cliffhanger.
That's not an actual cliffhanger. That's just saying we're gonna have a season 2. It's more of a troll.
There is a cliffhanger in it.
Yeah.
What?
Stocking cuts Panty into little pieces.
And then it leaves you hanging
That's
off the
it.
cliff, and you don't know what's
That
going
kind
to
of crap
happen
happens
next.
in that show all the time.
True.
I don't think of it as a cliffhanger. I think of it. This is just more pain.
They probably fixed that in the first episode. That they did.
Crazy. Whatever. If you don't think it is, that's
whatever. I'm super butthurt about this.
But that one's not even for just like full story. The story's okay. Honestly, it's not the best. But the comedy...
It's not about story.
And yeah, it's about comedy
There's
and action.
There's a slight story there. But
yeah, it's about comedy and action, and they're both great.
Yeah.
All right, and...
Let me guess it.
Go ahead.
There's a show that I kind of wish it was, because none of us mentioned it, and I was hoping someone would at least honorable it, but I know it's not this, and I'm actually very surprised that this show isn't on your list.
Mine?
That I think Nate's top is.
What's that? Well, let's hear what Nate has to say.
This isn't my top, ever, but this is the one that's tied first place for my favorite short anime, and it's Kill la Kill.
Yep. That's what I was
I
going to
can't
guess.
believe I didn't put that one on my... I thought about it. Then I thought to myself, it's probably going to be in my top 10.
Kill la
It will
Kill
probably end up being in my top 10.
Has mystery, action, fan service, epic transformations, and sparkles.
It does have a lot of sparkles, and the animation is grainy, looking like an old school anime, but this flow is that of a New Day anime.
Now,
Much like Ushio and Tora.
Yes.
But the animation isn't so grainy so much. It's very clear.
Now, I am going to mention, I fell in love with this
I get what
episode
you're
after the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
I did not.
And no, that's perfectly fine. If you didn't fall in love with Kill la Kill in the first episode, that is fine.
I was hooked when... What's his name?
Which character?
The big dude.
The dad?
Gamagori.
Oh, Gamagori.
I was hooked when Gamagori... The dude is running down the stairs, and you just see Gamagori falling and just talking to this dude. What are you doing? You can't steal that suit. I was immediately like, love it. Don't care if the show is stupid. That is funny enough to keep me hooked for at least 5 episodes.
Yeah, so...
I need to go watch it.
Kill la Kill, the first 4 episodes are kind of dry, getting you into the anime kind of thing. But I fell in love with the first episode because
It's after the 4th episode that it really takes off.
I fell in love with it because I was like, relatable point right here. The main character, Ryuko, buys a lemon and just takes a huge effing bite out of it. And I know that's a really dumb reason, but it instantly was like, I gotta finish this anime. Because
that was one of the first seasonals I really got into.
Right, but
because I remember hearing, this is from some of the people who made Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
And this animation looks really cool, and it's a girl main character, which I like, and it's just really good.
Kill la Kill is taking a lot of my first place. It's like I like her more than I think I like Ryuko more than Maka now.
Whoa.
Stuff like that.
What?
It's tied with Angel Beats on my
Soul
favorite.
Eater's not on this list.
Oh
Soul
my
Eater,
gosh, it's not.
It's not on this list because it needs to be remade. We need a story like
standalone anime. You couldn't put it on your list. It's think of it as standalone.
I'm shocked, dude. This you would fight to the death if this was the best.
Soul
anime.
Eater is great. I love Soul Eater, but it's
You've
not the
changed.
It's
I don't
not
like
the best
you.
in
I
the
don't even
world.
know you.
Who's this guy? Get out of your house.
Tear that down.
No.
Was Sword Art on
Burn
your
it in the
list?
fireplace.
Sword Art? No.
Tear that down.
I like the animes just a minute. I need to get a No Game in Life.
Was Doctor Who on your list? You heard about the new Doctor Who movie? I saw a post about it today. They're making a prequel to the newest Doctor or something, and it's going to be in theaters.
Really?
Or it's all over Facebook.
I haven't heard that. I know season 9 is about to start.
Yeah, they're making a movie before season 9. That's what I said.
It'll probably be a TV movie.
That's cool.
They said in theaters. They said it's coming back to theaters.
I bet it's the 8th Doctor movie.
Resurrection of F's going to be at IMAX.
Yeah.
We need to see
There's
that.
a couple things I want to mention.
Naruto.
No,
We
I
did.
already mentioned Naruto.
Oh. I was there.
I'm very surprised that Don Machi didn't make any honorable mentions.
Here's my thing
It
about
needs
Don Machi.
another season.
Here's
I
my thing
agree.
about Don Machi. Don Machi is great.
Very great.
It's a great show, but for me, you'll probably disagree, but for me, it starts off at such a slow pace. The first 2 or 3 episodes are so build up, but once it gets into it, then that's when I'm like, this is great. But the reason it didn't make any list is because
Don't even act like the other shows you put on your list don't have.
That's not the only reason. It's also, I don't know. It's great, and I think it was probably definitely one of my favorites. If not my favorite of last season.
It's my favorite of last season.
Agreed.
That finished, I should say. That finished, yes, it's probably my favorite.
Where the F is the end of Kekai Sensen?
Oh yeah, is
I'm
it
not
still
caught
not
up.
out?
No, it is still not out.
Wow.
Which I'm angry about because I watched all of that freaking show and they got me hooked into it. I'm like, really, there's a huge cliffhanger. Like, you want to say Panty and Stocking had a cliffhanger? The cliffhanger on the last episode of Kekai? Whew. And then they don't give us the last episode.
The thing about I know you're on that now, but the thing about Don Machi is
Go back to Don
I think
Machi.
it's too new for me to fall in love with.
I totally agree.
That might be the reason.
I can't.
You need more
when
time
I watch
to think
it,
about it.
when I watch an anime for the first time, I need to simmer down.
Maybe if I rewatch it someday, if I ever.
I think that's how you know a show's good, is when you've simmered down off of it and you still
Feel like
are
it.
hyped.
I know my girlfriend.
Give me another week. Give me another week, and I'll tell you where it is on my list.
Other shows that I feel could make, like, I kind of wanted to mention this a little bit since we got a little extra time left. Other shows that we think could have made the list if they were finished, I think Arslan Senkai could definitely be on this list,
It's a good one.
but is not finished, so I don't know. I thought that,
Food Wars could be on.
well, Drew put it
had
on
it
his
on his-
list.
Yeah, I agree with Drew on that one, but
I
it's
think-
not finished.
Roku no Yusha has a possibility.
For me, it's Ushio and Tora.
I think you're way more hyped on that show. I think you're going to simmer down off of that show.
You're the one that was like really.
No, I love that show, but I am just like shocked that this is your standout show of the season.
I love it, dude. It's so I love it.
You like
It's
it more
just
than gangsta?
mindless action.
I
That's
figured
fine
I
with
figured
me.
his favorite would be gangsta.
Yeah, I thought your favorite would be
I'm
Gangsta.
actually not caught up on Gangsta, so I need to.
I have it, so we can watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you to get me wrong. I love Ushio and Tora, and I'm gonna watch it all the way to the
I
end.
think that's.
but-
I think you feel about Ushio and Tora how I felt about maybe Tokyo Ghoul at
No,
first.
Kill la
No.
Kill. The way he feels about Ushio and Tora is how he felt about Kill la Kill.
No, about how I felt about Tokyo Ghoul.
Gotcha.
Like I loved it.
you cannot compare those shows.
I loved it.
No, it's how you
and
felt.
I think
about
it's
the
great, but
nothing compares. No.
but I think personally, for me, you overhype it just a little.
You're definitely overhyping Ushio and Toro.
Well,
I feel like listeners, like, I mean, that's fine if that's what you like.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know you are overhyping it because I feel like listeners are going to be like, oh man, this show's got to be amazing. I want you guys to know it is just mindless action.
maybe I won't.
If that's what you're into, no, if that's what you're into, it's fine. I just don't want
Yeah.
people to think that they're going to go and get some big story.
After Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite and Don Machi and Owari and Seraph at the end and all these shows that are so story heavy, man, I just want a little action to just sit there and chill and watch.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm
Right.
just
I don't know,
saying.
you sound pretty angry about it.
Nate feels what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't think what
It's
you're
not
saying
my
is
favorite,
wrong.
but I mentioned that last podcast was I'm gonna watch it all the way through, but it's not my favorite of the season.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be.
I think my favorite of the season so far is Gate.
I think for me, just I haven't seen an episode
But-
of Ushio and Tora that I haven't liked yet. Like there hasn't been
But
an
that's
episode.
been me with every anime this season so far.
I do.
The six
I don't know.
the six Brave is probably gonna take my top because it has mystery.
I really think that Roku no Yusha, without trying to overhype it, is the Don Machi of this season.
It's gonna take my top. I know it because if you've seen the newest episode,
No.
I won't spoil anything.
For me,
but they introduce something.
I'm not caught up. I'm behind. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes. But Gate, I feel like is kind of it's good, and I like where it's going. But I feel like it's
fan service in a different aspect of you staring at boobs. It's fan service in the aspect of this is what your life would be if it was anime. They're showing you what things would be
Yeah.
like. It's a different type of fan service.
I wish I could remember all the shows. I lost my notes. I wonder if it's in here. I recorded some.
I can give you some other ones. And
Charlotte. I like where Charlotte's going.
Charlotte sounds.
I like
Somebody's
Charlotte. I don't think
coming
it's gonna be
into
in
the
my
house.
What?
Somebody is here.
That's okay.
positive.
Yeah, I just saw someone move and put a thing at the window.
They probably put something on the door. We'll get it after. We're almost done. I'm going to point this out, and you'll probably never watch it, Cody. But if you ever want to do me a favor, just watch School Live first episode.
I don't really want to do it.
That's fine. But
doesn't do people favors.
That's fine. But
Thanks,
for those of
Dakota.
you that are against kind of slice of life, this show isn't really a slice of life. It gives you that feeling at first. Just give it a try. That first episode will throw you a cliffhanger at the end and a twist at the end that I think a lot of people will like. There's
It was recovered off my SD card.
that's about it.
Wow.
What?
No, just this anime manga idea Cody and I had in high school that I still think is awesome.
Nice. Well, okay, so there's also
Nice. Okay, so back to what I was saying.
back to what we were talking about. There's also God Eater.
Can we talk about that on the podcast someday?
Oh yeah, God Eater might be in the top. Yeah, totally.
God Eater's up there. I haven't seen Overlord or Game of Laplace yet. Chaos Dragon, I'm not big into. I think you liked it a lot, Cody.
I liked it.
You liked it a lot.
It was okay. It was first episode was cool.
I thought I was gonna like it because the characters are cool as hell.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the animation.
And I'm big
Guys.
about animated characters. That's fine. We can end.
Yeah, I don't even mean to cut you off, but we are pretty over. So.
Alrighty.
All right. Oh, you know what Drew didn't do when he left? He didn't say Drew
Drooby-dooby-doo.
do.
We'll say it for him.
No, we can't. It's his thing.
Okay.
I'll pretend I'm Drew.
No, don't do it. Oh, don't do it.
Is someone there?
No.
Is that what it
No,
is
they
there?
dropped off like a window-looking thing. It was weird.
I swear I see somebody moving. Yeah, somebody just moved out there.
I'll
I
walk
don't know,
out
maybe
there.
it's a tree. I don't know. Let's wrap this up, guys.
Get the gun.
We gotta go.
All right. We'll
right.
see you guys later.
Remember to point it up.
Talk to you later.